playing a piece in public to sort of explore how to work on a piece.
Yeah.
How to approach learning a piece that is so new.
Yeah.
Is really important. And we talked about some things.
Yeah.
But why don't you just go for it and try to get as far as you can, and then maybe we'll go back to the beginning. And
okay. Cool.
Okay.
Should I introduce myself?
Sure.
Okay. Hi y'all. My name is Ryder.
Y'all. I'm from
Houston, Texas. And I'll be playing the 3Gs by Kenny Bunch.
So for the crowd in the ether, why is it called 3Gs?
Because you tune your A string and your C string down to a G, so that you have 3 G strings. So, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? when we're nervous or very self-conscious, we tend to play in like this, and you have to exaggerate every gesture, or else it get lost. Okay, very much like going to a play as opposed to a movie, where you have no amplification. You have to exaggerate every gesture, or else it gets lost. Okay, so the very opening, you're not. Those two left-hand pizzicattos are almost inaudible.
Okay.
Can you just try that first measure a couple times? This is very much like trill. We'll talk about this. Trills are made by how fast you release the note, not how fast you put it down. If you put it down, then you can't make a pitch. So you need not. Okay. So try. Maybe you can take me out of time. Just really rip the strings once to get that feeling. Good. Try it again. You're not going to use your head to play. Keep your head completely still. Slowly bring the fingers farther, okay? Just right, even slower. Yeah. Again. Good. The other thing you're doing, that was so much clearer. You want to make sure that when you're playing your first pitch, you don't go way up here. It's a long way to go back. It's a lot more to coordinate. So try to keep your right hand closer to the string, okay? Try that. Good. Go on. Now, what if you phrase it? Like it's a typical four-bar phrase. Just try right there. More. Right there, it's fourth, that's the fourth. The bottom dropped. So you want to get to that place. You just play that measure. And just stop just with a lot of sound. It's a little bit slower. Even at that tempo, you're hitting extra notes, right? Try it again. I'm not a big fan of anchoring my thumb. I like so I can use the natural weight of my arm. For some reason, I don't have as much success making it loud. I'm going to try not anchoring your thumb. Now go back one measure at that tempo. Good. It's a lot more successful than doing this. Okay, I've just never found that to be. And I know a lot of people who swear by this position. I can't play fast that way or get a little ring. Okay? Great. Then you have at 13 where it's guitar strum, and it's very repetitive. So we have to still have a plan. Even pieces like this, which seem to be almost static, always have in your mind an idea. We have a goal. We're getting to fortissimo at 17, right? During the process of learning a piece, that's the most fun because you can be creative, you can try things. So in your private laboratory, say, well, I'm going to try this time making a constant crescendo, maybe 2 bars up and then another one. Just come up with some ideas and then choose the one you like that's the most compelling. Okay? Let's just try right there with the guitar strum. This also sounds a little too mellow, not enough teeth to the sound. So see if we can get a little more articulation. those accents more. Okay?
Yeah.
Section out of time. So let them ring. So play it without a metronome.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah. Now to make that, there's no time, but you have to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no time, but you can practice that, and then. So bring it off, it'll get you more ring. Try it out. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Now try to keep going. Don't just fly through it.
Okay.
Really give it attention. Okay? Just go to the eighth note. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to play it less long, keep it more at the heel. Just a slow bow and kind of sink right there. Almost like you're chopping, but it's not chopping. It's close to that. Okay. Try it again. Let's get done. Go to the downbeat also. Okay, right there.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Then really do it.
Okay.
Don't kind of do it.
Okay. Yeah.
And those rhythms, are interesting. So bring those out right there at the 4/4.
Okay.
The second measure is almost like making a variation of the first. So go more crazy the second time. Okay? That's different.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So celebrate that. Same place. It's a 2-bar phrase, but the second part is really building upon the first one. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Try that. Can be clear. Try that slowly. Can you play closer to the bridge? Yeah. And we talked about this earlier today. When you're doing your string crossings, you want to do this. That'll help the sound not break when you have a string crossing. Okay, right there again. You're still going like this. It'll all come out clear. Try again. Now, that was much better. Now, use less bow at the beginning because you want to crescendo. That's how we're going to get louder by using more bow, not more arm waves. So, right? I would use about this much bow for the last note, not that much bow. Okay? Now let's put that in context. That measure. Much clearer. Much clearer. Okay? You need that articulation or else it'll sound like you're faking. Okay? Let's go on to the next section. So look at my clock here, 1:50. Technically we need to stop, but just play there again.
Alright. Why am I doing the next section?
Chloe, you're next. You're ready? Okay. You know what I'd love to hear? So
run.
So maybe
Can I start from 1 before 57?
Yeah, exactly. This is so hard because you have to get, and because you're playing really loud, right? And try play as loud as possible and connect it. Okay, right there. The way we were going to practice it at home. First, staccato, very ugly staccato, not a pretty staccato. So you're basically stopping the slur like that. Okay.
What's that?
That was good. So you can see that tempo. We need to perfect our bow management. Round the bow, right? It's like getting one of those Pillsbury dough packages at the supermarket, and it's about this big, and you open it up and you say, okay, there's mine and Juan's, and that's kind of how you're dividing the bow. It's not terribly fair. And the problem with that is that you then run out of sound, and that affects your tempo. usually string players have bad rhythm, not because they can't count. Everyone can count to 4. It's because they run out of bow.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because they usually bow too fast at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
So you want to get in the habit of saving your bow and having more later.
Yeah.
Okay? Just try that right there. Da, 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 da. The other advantage of this technique is it forces you to, or it gives you the chance to shift slowly.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't wait to shift just before the next note. Shift right after the last note.
Okay.
So you fill that time with a shift. Okay? Connect the staccatos. No, that's way too pretty. I want it to sound like those staccatos. He does write on the cello. He writes Ponticello, right? That doesn't mean perfume.
Okay.
That means like scratching a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cover your ears.
This is my favorite part. I love this piece so much. I can't wait to get home and start working on it. Okay, thank you. to have the sense of the key and note relations. So we're going to not talk that much about that, but more about the bow arm and how we make sound. You have such a gorgeous sound, and I love your vibrato. It's a beautiful sound. I would encourage you to try to find more variety in your vibrato, especially when the music suggests that, okay? The other thing would be your contact, the way you're bowing is always on the side of the bow. And you would get so much more presence and immediacy to the sound that when we play with piano and we decide the piano's too loud, what do? We close the lid. And that just makes it sound like this. It's actually not softer, it's just not very clear. Now it's clear. So putting a lid down doesn't make it softer, it just makes it muddy. So we don't want to do that. The same is kind of true with viola, especially when you play on a very dark, rich sounding viola. We want to have a more brighter approach to tone, okay? So that's one thing we could look at. Can we try at the very beginning? And I want you just to focus when you play this, these few lines here, on your bow, not, okay? Up close, it may sound almost ponticello, but it doesn't sound that way out there, okay? So, that was a much better tone. You're a little bit uncomfortable playing in the lower part of the bow. You're much more comfortable playing here. And you're in good company. Most, especially violists, don't like playing here, okay? I would love for you to be more courageous and you'll do because then you have bow for that top note. Okay? Try it again, just go up.
Yeah.
You're still on the side, literally, you're like, oh my gosh, you were using like that much hair you were using. Okay? I want you to use all your hair. Okay? And how do you do that with your finger? Your thumb? Yeah, you roll the bow, so you keep it there. Okay? Now, as soon as you go up bow, you're going like this. Instead of, as soon as you go up bow, come in, as if there's a string attached to your wrist and it's going right to bonk you in the nose. Not that. Okay? On the side of the bow. So as soon as you're here, you go up and immediately adjust and go up with your elbow. There you go. Okay? You're like so much more present. Yeah, and you're probably also using less effort because now things are, the contact is better. Okay? And for viola, especially this piece, you really want to focus on having everything more balanced. A better contact with the hair and the string. Okay? I would encourage you, even when it's piano, to play not a little closer to the bridge. Okay? Try to get a little bit one. Point of this phrase at the top. But when you play an up bow, you start making a crescendo. Okay? Up bow just means go to the left. It doesn't mean get louder. Right? So I would follow the phrasing more. there. So let's play the downbeat. Not, but not. Yeah. Yes. Now, when you play your low note, just go down with your forearm, not dropping your elbow. So, but you're literally like this. If I'm looking at you this way and I see one, that means you're like playing get stricken. So you're like this. Okay, good. We have several ways to make colors with a note. If we're going to play an E flat, you could choose the string, different strings make a different color, the amount of hair, the contact point on the bow, the fingering, the vibrato, the bow speed. And using a different bow speed is a great way to have a different color. So if you're going like this, and then, but not on the side. Okay, because you still want a chord that sound. Okay? Let's just try it right here. Now, where is it? Okay. It's a little out of tune there. Let's just try the A flat song. What a singer would do, right? And when we're shifting, we're not doing some mechanical, process. We're singing. We're not going that's a clarinet. Right? So you can enjoy that travel from one pitch to another, and don't think of it as something to hide. Okay? Great. So let's try right there. Right on the 16th note. When you get to the frog, you're doing this. And I think the reason is because, like most people, they think this is the heavy, clumsy part of the bow. And so we do everything we can to minimize that, to make it lighter. But if you think of your bow arm being a lot longer than your left arm, then that's the end of your right arm. And there is no getting softer, there's no getting louder. It's just keeping your arm on the same plane. Doesn't get louder, doesn't get softer, unless you do all this stuff, or this stuff. Or, so don't do any of that. Just this way, and when you're done, just change direction and you get a smooth bow change. Okay? So try that. Keep it flat. That's your side of the bow. You're still on the side of the bow. That's right. Alright? Right there. Yeah. So now it sounds clear from the tip to the front. Try it again. Good. piano is a down sound. It's a sound that violists gravitate towards all the time, and it's the one sound that we should avoid because we're going to get covered by any instruments. Even a thought would cover that up. Okay? So we really want to have more focus on a more, not edgy sound, but a more projecting sound. Okay? Is there a section in this that you'd like to look at? It's causing you grief.
Not specifically, no.
Okay. Let's just try here.
Yeah.
And as we get higher up, so we can continue getting a full sound. Okay, so just like when we're going down the scale, we want to not get fuzzy and covered. When we go up on the A string, we don't want to get bright. And there are ways we can make the A string sound more like a D string. Okay, so let's try, here. Okay. Can you, rather than go like this, can you go in towards it, the up bow is like an in bow, and then a down bow is an out bow. Watch my bow angle. You're doing that. Yeah. And your face suggested, oh, I didn't know that. But that's okay. That's why we're in college, right? So videotape your rehearsals, your practice periods, so you can see what you're doing. Okay? Right there again? Yeah, I love that. I love that edge. That's much better. Right now it's a little raw, but that's okay. That's the direction you need to go with your playing, or else it will always be covered. Try it again. Now, when you go like that, play on the left side of the A string, not the right hand side. But the opening part was amazing because I never heard that sound come out of your viola. Now it has a real projection and zing to it. You know, that's what Yo-Yo has such a great sound. He's got this zzz in the middle of the sound that up close sounds horrible, but then out there it's amazing. It keeps getting better and better the farther you go, and you want a little bit of that zing in the sound. Okay, try it one more time. Turn this off. Good. My only suggestion is don't stop the vibrato. Let the vibrato keep going. Okay? So don't stop it. Keep it going from. I like to think of the vibrato as coming from the back of my hand, and I'm just putting fingers to them. So don't have a first finger vibrato and the second finger. No, it's just vibrato. Okay? And you can do it with your scales. I encourage all of you to practice your scales with vibrato. I know when we're all in high school, we do regionals and all states, and they say, no vibrato in your scales. And I said, why? It's when you play pieces, are you going to vibrate? Yeah. You're going to play the pieces in tune? Yeah. So then practice your scales with vibrato in tune. And then you can play pieces like that also, right? So I encourage you to think about the phrase that way. It will connect. Also think of vibrato as like this, like the glue that connects every note together. Okay? You sound amazing, really good. Okay? Good job. Does anyone have any questions about what we've been talking about while Harry gets ready? Anybody? Any viola questions? Tone, shifting, vibrato? Yeah.
So, your bow, just how you blow, it's very consistent. How do you keep that consistency through, or how do you think of harmony and that sort of thing to keep that consistency?
Are you a musician? I don't. You're a violinist, so that would be a yes. Okay. Not with violas. I like to think of like a dancer. They go like this. They don't go like this, right? And for me, it's very much about math. And so your bow is It's a line, right? So if you're on the G string, this is the plane that you're on. Think of like geometry, right? So if you think of your bow as like a lightsaber, and you're on the G string, and there's light shooting out this way and this way, it's a line, right? And you'll see that my arm is basically on the same line as the bow, because it's my arm, right? So what happens to a lot of people is they go up bow, and they change the line. So now you've got a line going this way, and a line going this way. And that causes a break in, it's like taking a twig, a branch, and cracking it, and you've got it, it's bent, right? Well, that's a lot of energy lost. So I really think about that when I bow, okay? So I don't go like this, I go like this. Not that. When you do this, what tends to happen is you die away, and then you crescendo, because you've got this arm weight dragging you down. So I think a lot about that. Also for fiddle players, violin and viola, a good way to know if you're in the right part of the bow, hold the bow in the middle, and let's say you're playing Schubert, put your hand on, it naturally goes right where it should go, right? Or if you were to, I do a lot of practicing in hotels where I can't play loud, so I do a lot of air viola. I don't use my bow, but I just pretend I'm holding a bow, right? It's like I don't like this. It's unnatural. It only happens when we're holding the stick, right? So that's something I think about. And then also with scales, I do scales every day, except in this room. But I usually play scales, and I play them slowly, and then I add slurs. But I really focus on this kind of sound where everything is equal. So it doesn't dim, or it doesn't grow, unless I wanted to. And if I wanted to, I'll do a variety of things. How do we get louder? Anyone have any ideas? How are we going to play that louder than I just did? How would you play one pitch louder? Anyone? Bow pressure. That's always the first one people say, and it's my least favorite way of making a louder sound. So if you want to play one note louder, how about contact point? How about faster bow speed? How about vibrato? How about faster vibrato? But never. That just makes an ugly sound. So yeah, it's a legitimate form of color, but it's just a color. It shouldn't be your go-to for making big sounds. Because then you're going like this. You want this, which is actually louder, and I'm not pressing. Okay, so I don't know if that helps your question. Okay, sorry, Gary, now we're ready for you. So Gary's going to play the exposition or a little less of the Bartok concerto. didn't write this piece. He had sketches of this piece, and his student basically took those sketches and created one of the greatest viola concertos. So it's very hard to know what markings are really his desired, intention. I follow the Tibor Surly version of this, and so, and I think most will do, although there's a newer one that people also use. I'd love to hear you play the opening all the way to da-da-da-da-da, much more metronomic, much more stable. This is a very curious opening because it's very much by yourself. It's very much, you could say it's something where you feel alone, but every once in a while the conductor has to give a bits here and there. They have to follow what's going on. And he never writes get slow. He only writes get faster. In several places you decide to slow down. And I'd love for you to be a little more of a purist as to what the composer, or in this case, the first publication, did. Okay, now 104 is a little faster than you were, and of course no one does 104. They all do, something slower than that, right? But I'd love for you just to try. Okay. Do you feel this as two phrases or one phrase, or how do you feel this?
I've sort of thought of it as two, but I know in our lesson I sort of like the idea of connecting them more, and I can definitely hear it as one phrase, but.
And it can be both answers. It can be two phrases within one, sunrise and sunset. It could be one gesture, because really a breath is two phrases. It's a, and then it's a, that's one phrase, or it's two halves of a phrase.
Yeah.
So I think you could argue both sides. So when you think of it that way, try to connect your whole note E flat to the next half of a phrase. And that means don't go, right? So no, okay? And then we want to go to that note, just like the last time. Yeah, it's a little bit too much like so. Or whatever bowing you use. And then when you go on, let's try this in tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something really nice about just playing it in time, because then all of the improv comes through without having to add anything. Okay?
Okay.
How about from the beginning and then go on? That's a little bit late. Bum, 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 bum. And which you can phrase it. Bum, 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 and he doesn't say then slow down. He then says, bit by bit, get faster. So have your straight quarters blend or meld into the triplet quarters, meld into the eighth notes, meld into the triplet eighth notes, meld into the 16ths. That's called a trollerando. But if you all of a sudden slow down, then I think it's a little, too much about the history of people playing it in a way it wasn't written. Okay? Now everybody says, oh, but it's always in that way. Yeah, but why? Right? So try from the B natural. No. How about from the, for that? forward motion, okay? There he says rubato. But nowhere until then does he say anything but just keep going forward. And yet, everyone I've ever heard always takes the little da 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 da. It's not there. Okay? And I think when you do that, it just allows more problems to come in. Okay? How about from that B natural? Exactly. So you want to. Have a little left in the tank. Then you're in a better part of the bow. Okay? Let's go on. So here, just like Chloe, you have such a beautiful dark viola sound, which is great, but try not to play instead. No. Okay, right there. Now, can you vibrate your fourth finger? I know you can, but so choose to. Because we're going to that. And then we're going to that again. So, both times, I'm going to go to that E flat. Pushing your bow as opposed to pulling your bow. Okay? So you're going. Feel like you're pulling both directions. Okay? There. It doesn't say that. Instead, you want okay, so it's all just big soloistic playing, okay? Octagonal as opposed to circular. So you don't want to as if there's, you know what a Hardanger fiddle is from Norway? The bridge is almost flat. So you can go just play chords without any effort. You want to pretend you're playing like that. So not, okay. Now can you vibrate the one with the deep someone? Yeah. Right there again? Quarter too soon.
Oh, sorry.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one obviously is faster. Okay? Great. And then let's go to the next page. Let's start before 30. Up here. Okay? Yeah. So you're going to that, right? So if you go, it's not a lot of bow. Okay? Good. Do you notice your shifting is more accurate when you're focusing on phrasing as opposed to please God, don't let me miss this shift, right? It's always more successful because you're not thinking about it, which kind of is a good way to play music. Don't think about all the things you're not going to do. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to miss this shift. I'm not going to instead. What are you going to do? I'm going to phrase beautifully. I'm going to make that person cry, right? I'm going to say something extraordinary. So think about what you're going to do, not what you're not going to do. That's no way to live or play the game, okay? Try that again right there. That was just about perfect playing because you freed yourself up of, oh, here it comes, right? It's kind of a nice burden lifted, right? So, as I was telling one of my students, imagine Yo-Yo had played the flute instead. He'd be the greatest flutist ever. Because it's not what you play, it's who you are, right? And so for whatever reason you choose the instrument you play, the color, the size, the sound, you spend the rest of your life trying to not let it get in the way of just singing in the shadow. Because that's when we're completely uninhibited, right? So that's what we work on technique for. We work on technique so we can forget technique. And so when you're performing, forget it and just sing. And when you sing, it's glorious. Okay? Great job. It's so close to being really great. You start a little too fast for your own comfort level because it kind of sagged and then it stood up again. So can you try it with the metronome when you're practicing? Okay? That'll really help. Let's try it from the beginning, right on the second movement. A little bit slow. And much more phrasing. It shouldn't just be much more go. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Can you fill out your measures? You're going dun da 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 dun da 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 da. You're going da 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 a little bit. Okay? Can I actually just hear the lower? This should be from the string like you're breaking something. Ready? Yeah. That's much better. Okay, now everybody? And your contrast. Okay? okay? Try it one more time from the beginning there, and let me just lead it. That was a little late. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, it's really on the beat there. Okay, great. Let's just try it. Measure, is that 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, 13. Okay. This is now a slower tempo than what we've been doing.
Exactly.
Okay, can we keep it? Unless you want it slower, you know.
I mean, I like pushing it.
Right.
Like keeping it at,
Right.
at
But now they've got the hard part. So can I just hear the cello and viola right there? Okay. Of course, that's his initials. That's every single note in this piece. Right? Can I just hear those four notes? The two. And accents doesn't mean short. It means dim. Not da. So 1, 2, 1. Exactly, but longer. And the last one, da 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 da. Ready and. Yeah, that was good. Okay. So, remember last one?
13.
It's still loose tempo. Can I just hear the viola and cello? Da 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 da. And lean on the da 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 on the first each group a little bit more. Just the 2, 1, 2, 1. Let's do it a little slower to get that da 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 da. Overdo that. Ready and 1. So it shouldn't be the first note as loud as you can play because the phrase is da 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 is not leading. Okay? I think just like in Beethoven, when he writes forte, it means crescendo.
Yeah.
So da da da. Okay? Then make that downbeat for 14, not so long you can't recover. Da 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 da. Don't go. There's no time to retake. Da 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 da. And maybe stop there. Da 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 da. Okay? Ready and 1. Yeah, a little more bow. That's as much. Da 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 da. Ready and go. Yeah, a little more bow. Da 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 da. Just let your elbow go. Don't get tight here. Same place, ready and 1. Good. Now play it longer and with each pulse. Ready and go. Now play, keep playing bars, more notes. Same place, ready and 1. Make the shape. Just because he doesn't write it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You know, in Baroque music, there are no dynamics. You can play it straight note, right? It's just if you look at the notes and they go down, go up, and go up. Okay? I think now we've got a better tempo. Let's try reversal 13 again. Okay? Okay, you lose a lot of time there. Okay, I just hear the low strings there for 15 measures. 1, 2, ready, and. Same place, ready, and. Okay, try make the half note 2 quarters. Ready, and. Exactly. Don't stop. Ready, go. Now think with that in mind. Ready, and. This is an easy fix. Okay. So find those places where it kind of goes like this and short them. And the nice thing about quartets is that when you're not playing, then you're helping. And when he's playing, you're helping. Everybody's helping, right? It's not about you, it's about it, right? And if as long as a quartet, it's hard in summer camps because you have to get along. You don't know. It's like sometimes it works better than others, but this is life, right? If you're in an orchestra job, you gotta get along with people, so you don't keep your job, right? So this is like a little mini life lesson, how to make it work, no matter what, right? And luckily you guys are all amazing, so this is gonna be a killer performance. But you have to know how to practice, you have to know how to listen, and you have to know how to surrender to the process. It's not about one person being more dominant. You know, always someone is more type A. It's life. But this is type Q, quartet, right? So let's try working at 13, and I'm going to try to keep going. Listen to each other. You know, even as a game, just listen to her. Just choose someone, anyone but yourself. Because then you're going to get more ears on your part anyway. Okay? So right there at 13, 1, 2, ready, go. You slow down big time. That was so much better, okay? I think just like in our solo music, the more we practice as a group, super slow, but super musical, like over musical. That's the way to get this fast very quickly, okay? So the way to get this perfect is not just to keep banging your head against the wall, playing it fast, breaking it down, doing it again, falling it. No, that's a waste of time. Or worse, you cement bad habits. Instead, dun, 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 and when you play this slowly, don't do a different bow stroke. If it's dun, 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 the exact same bow stroke, the same edge, the same overphrased ideas, okay? Because if you can play it in time slow, and you can play it in time stupid fast, it should be amazing. You know, but is also amazing if it's really exciting, okay? I'd rather hear it a little on the slow side, but consistent, okay? So what happens with everyone, those get bogged down, okay? And a little more shape with those crazy lines, like a hornet's nest that you just knocked over and you're running for your life. You see someone running all these bees, you want that feeling, okay? So how about 14? Okay, sure. That's quite slow, right? So let's pretend we've already done that. Now, can I just hear the violins play at 14? 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, I think your arm, if it was up here more and you did retakes that way as opposed to here, it won't be slower than him. Okay? Try to make just 2, ready, and. I think now you're doing it more also. I think you're both going. So have it more here. Then you can make more circles with your hand. Okay? 1, 2, ready, and. Now you have more speed. Okay? Now you can have more energy. Okay? So right there at 14, let's have the lower symptom. Don't slow down there. Don't vibrate that happens. Okay? So everyone at 14. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. That was so much better. And then there's 18. Can I just hear the viola part? Right? It almost like, no, you don't have that time. It has to be dun, 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 dun. That's going to make it slow. So. Okay, and out to the first one, 4 fingers. Okay? And it's really not a lot of work to play there.
Yeah.
Okay? Just keep your shoulders down. We'll talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay? Right there by yourself. It's better. Get this out of it. This is for bricklaying and mud wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not for Shostakovich. Arm a little bit higher. Try the third. That's the third finger. Here, not here. Look around. Okay? I'm actually working less than you, but I think it's a little louder.
Okay. Yeah.
You look like you're just like grinding stone, and the sound's going right back into the viola, and I'm just going, you're going, right? Okay, so how about everyone right there? And don't hold it back. Okay? 1, 2, ready, and. That's just asking for trouble. Maybe after your 14th performance, but instead just use a more bow, okay? Just go 4 before
We've
there.
been debating that spot for a long time.
Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes the first thing we go to is time. Instead, we should think larger picture and think about color. So 4 before that, and don't take time. Can you just give me a couple for that? A little more percussive on your
But
yeah. Can you try it more? Not, it's too, there's no teeth. And then the problem is, you're in the weak part low. You want to be lower, right? Good. This is, blah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good.
4.
Okay, and if you can't hear that, you're too loud. Okay, you can give loud energy and not cover them, right? Exaggerate that drop down. It's very effective without using time. Okay? Speaking of time, do we have any? We have 4 minutes. Tons of time. Is there a section in this movement that is giving you guys real grief?
26.
26. Okay. Let's hear that then.
From Reddit, 26 or 25.
How about just a few before that? How about 25 first?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just have the low strings play there once. Get that really together. And let's do it slower. We're not really using the same bow stroke. Your tendency is to play here and then start using too much bow. Keep it here. Let your natural arm weight just make the sound. Okay? Just the two. A little under. Almost too much time. Okay? Same place. You could also have a conversation about how you want to phrase those things. It's not just right? Okay? So let's pretend we had that conversation. Where is it? A little bit of that. Okay? Again, a little bit under. 1, 2, ready, go. Same place. 1, 2, ready, go. So let's take this slow tempo, all of us. 1, 2, ready, go. One, two, good luck. That was awesome. Okay, so practice it slow with that energy, that part of the bow. Don't soften the sound. Always have that character with huge phrasing, and then just gradually build it up. And you'll have this piece learned in 3 hours. It'll be much quicker than 3 weeks. Okay? Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.